How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to Farm Sim. We are harvesting our soybeans. We got two fields of soybeans full of weeds. Why are they full of weeds? Because AI wouldn't do their job. I should have recorded it. I didn't record it. AI didn't do their job. I got AI to do the weeds on all three of my fields. Well, 3 out of 4. So number 24, 25, and 26. We're growing, and I got AI to do the weeding because I was preoccupied on field number 8 with potatoes. So I got them to do it, and little to my knowledge that they did a horrible job. There is weeds everywhere in all my fields. That one there is my wheat field, and this one here and that one there is soybeans field. Now way in the back, number 19, you can see it, it's all nice and green. That is oilseed radish. I still haven't Googled it. It's not growing. It's growing. It's telling me it's growing. It's just it's not growing. I gotta Google it and see what's going on here. Does it need something specific to grow, which it's not telling me that it needs? The field's not telling me it needs anything. Why are you not on? Lower ahead. The header's down and the harvester's on. Try this again. Okay, so why are you not collecting anything there? There you go. How hard was that? Jesus Christ, why you gotta be breaking on me right now? You can't afford a new combine. You got $130,000 in our name. We're broke. As per farmers, we're broke. We can afford fertilizer, we can afford seeds. If you haven't watched the previous video, go ahead. I did through the entire tour of my machinery. My fertilizer machines are full. Boom. Head up. I changed out my fertilizing trailer. I got me a big boy fertilizer trailer which sprays a lot wider, and the seeding machine is the same. I still got the little seed. That's what I wanted, I think. Okay, so I got to. I'm gonna stop raising the head because for some reason it stops. It shouldn't stop because I've been doing this for a long time now, for days, years in game. I've been raising the head on my harvester to go a little bit faster. I'll just kill it. I'll stop it, and maybe that's where I'm screwing up. I used to stop it and not just lift the header, because when I stop it, it automatically lifts the header as well. Boom, and then I get to go wee super fast. And then let's drop it again, and then it should activate it. Yes. Yes. Perfect. So these are soybeans that we are going to sell right away. I made good money on soybeans in the last run, although, which wasn't recorded, I didn't have any weeds in there. As I mentioned in my previous video yesterday, I got AI to do the weeding on this field because I was preoccupied doing some potatoes on field number 8, which actually gave me good money. They did a horrible job at doing the weeding, and I will not entrust them anymore to do weeding on my field. My fields were super dry, and dry to the point where the weeds did not give me straw anymore. Right over there, there should be straw on the ground there for me to make straw bales, and they're just, why are you why all of a sudden, why did you stop working? You work half the goddamn time and then you stop. I didn't click anything. No, I want to. Straw is not available for. Is that why it didn't give me straw? Why are all the settings fucked up? I didn't touch anything. I didn't do anything. I've been on field number 8 for so goddamn long. I'm wrecking my fields. That's what I'm doing here. I'm wrecking my fields. I thought it was because it was too dry, but no, the straw thingamabobber. It didn't give me any straw. Don't fuck it up, man. You better collect that soybean. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why the combine's acting up. This is the first time it actually does act up. I'm not pressing anything. All I do is stop it, but even then, look, it stopped halfway in my my collection. The damage on it's not high. Oh well, it is what it is. Slowly but surely our farm will be getting bigger. I kept the barn, like I said in my previous video, I sold a lot of the buildings. I sold pretty much all the buildings that were on the property already. They were just decorative buildings. And I wondered from episode day 1 why I couldn't go in those buildings. Those are only decorative. They don't serve a purpose. They're decorative only. So I sold them. It gave me a lot of money. I sold them all and I bought some machines for it. But I kept the barn because a farm is just not a farm without a barn. So I kept the barn and everything else is gonzos. I know I did keep the house as well, even though we can't. You can go inside the house, but you can only sleep in the house. You really can't do anything in the house. So it's still, again, a farm is not a farm without a farmhouse on it. I did download a mod for a different farmhouse that I have not yet looked at because the audio keeps cutting in and out. I just don't have the money for it. I could sell the house that I have now and possibly be able to afford the new one, but let's just say that that's just not a priority on our list right now. Priority is more for trailers and equipment that we need for growing better stuff and making more money out of it. Yeah, because this is taking forever. Like, luckily there's contracts to do around the farms, different fields, different jobs, different this. Even though it does get boring doing contract work for other people, I'm not making a bunch of money here. I'm at 28% of soybeans per field. If I do it times 2, that's 60%, which is pretty much what it was last time as well. I did 30. I only have one field, so I did about 30%, which was a third, and that's why I came up with the math that I came up with. That's why I chose to go back again with soybeans. But for all the work that I'm doing, and I'm not fertilizing my lands because I feel like, not that it's a waste, but it's not a very high yield or high demand is a good word for, I guess, soybeans or anything else for that matter. But let's say potatoes, for example. If potatoes field number 19 gives me 200,000 for potatoes, and I'm just throwing off a rough number, well, then that's worth it. Obviously it won't give me 200,000, but that, to me, that would be worth it. But for a field that gives me 5,000 bucks, and I'm spending X amount of time to seed it, first of all I gotta cultivate it, so I spend X amount of time to cultivate it, then I seed it, then I fertilize it, so I'm spending money on fertilizer for something that, keep in mind, will only give me 5 grand. Once it's fertilized, I gotta wait a little bit longer. I gotta spend more time to weed it, because obviously we know now we can't trust AI to do it. Once it's weeded, if I want, I can fertilize it again, and that's only if it doesn't require any lime. That's 2 shots of fertilizer. Then once it's ready, I obviously go harvest, what I'm doing right now. For a field that gives me $5,000, I'm not saying that it's not worth it. I'm just saying me spreading $2,000 in fertilizer on it and lime on it and this and that, that just doesn't seem worth it. Because at the end of the day, I'm making $3,000 minus my wages, minus my my farm maintenance and all this. I'm just not making any money at all. So that's why I want to be in a position with fields where I can make good money. You know, if candy cane stuff is, I think it's called candy canes, whatever. Now, if that gives me the best money, well then we're gonna go in that. I was told in Farm Sim 17 that forestry was where the money was. And hey, who knows? Maybe forestry is where the money is in this one as well. And we're gonna try it out. That is 100% guaranteed. I've downloaded the equipment, the modded equipment that I want. We're definitely going to give the forestry a shot. But I also want to try everything else. I don't want to put all my eggs in the same basket. So we're going to have all the fields with all the different bunch of stuff. And when we're at the point where we have all the fields, oh, see, stop working again. The header is down and the harvester's on, but it just randomly stopped working again. Uh-oh. Does that mean it's about time for a new combine or what? Like, what the fuck's going on? It's only 2 hours. I only got 2 hours on the engine. I have no idea what's going on. The game is just acting up a little bit today. This is the last field unless my oilseed radish is fully grown, which I honestly don't think it will be. And honestly don't even know if I need special equipment to harvest that, or I can do that with this combine. I don't know. I do want a bigger combine as well. You always want bigger and better, right? You want something that's why I went with the bigger fertilizer trailer, because cultivator, that's what I wanted. I wanted a bigger cultivator. And I do believe that I downloaded a John Deere 220 disc. Now I don't, was that the cultivator or the plow? But I think that's our next purchase. We're going to go for a big cultivator. So I don't have to see again. This is getting to be annoying. Right. Nope. Bring it down. It's as down as it goes. I don't know what's making it stop. I'm doing the exact same thing I've been doing since the day I started my farm, since the day I took it over from my grandpops. Nothing's been different. Well, we're losing a little bit of our soybeans because of the combine acting up a little bit, and I'm puzzled as to why it's doing what it's doing. It shouldn't be doing what it's doing. It just, the engine is still spinning, the shaft is still spinning, and the gears are turning, but it just stops collecting. And it's not because it's full, it's only at 49%. Seems to be good on this run. So what we are going to look into is going to be a bigger cultivator for this next purchase. I think that's what I need, because I still have the small seeder. I do want to upgrade the seeder as well. I just don't want to always have to do how many passes per these, and these are small fields. These are really small fields, and look how many passes I got to do. And I understand, yes, you got to start at the bottom. I don't want to be in debt. Well, I can't be in debt because I can only borrow $5,000 bucks. But I don't want to always be stuck paying off loans, because I'm sure at some point the credit will go higher and I can borrow some more. So you got to start somewhere, and you got to start at the bottom of the ladder with the small machines, and you got to grind until you can physically afford a new piece of machinery. And that's what I've been doing slowly. As soon as I could afford a new piece of machinery as an upgrade, I haven't been purchasing machines that they don't need, except maybe the pressure washer bay, but that's just to keep my machines clean, and a clean machine will work, you know, a lot better. I feel like a clean machine is a must. But I upgraded my my fertilizers, and I upgraded nothing else. But I did buy the potato seeding machine, which that alone was $100,000 plus seeds and what have yous. It adds up pretty fast, and it's hard to make $100,000 in the game. It's really hard. Like the contracts, okay, the last contract gave me $78,000. All in all, it gave me $78,000 because I had to rent the machines. Okay, let's round it off and remove $8,000 for the AI that I had to pay out of my pocket to be able to somewhat do the job. That gives me $70,000, which is not bad. Yeah, it gave me $70,000, and I say that it's hard to make $100,000. But I grinded at that all night long, and I was up at 7 o'clock this morning, and by 7:30 this morning, I was back at it, and I'm talking about real life stuff, and I didn't stop till, let's say, 11:30 in the morning. I was grinding away at that field, and I would take a little break in between, and I would mod, but I would go back after half an hour, and then I would grind away at it again. I grinded so much for that field, for that $70,000. I had to grind so much for it. So even though that was a large chunk of change, it was hard for me to collect that kind of money. So there's a lot of grinding in this game. For me to be able to purchase, or upgrade a piece of equipment that is going to end up being $100,000, well, any of you that's played this game legitimately without any cheating mods knows that when you start off the game, $100,000 is a hard thing to do. I'm at 130 now, and I've sold a lot, but I bought a lot as well. Like even just this baling selling place. Bales give me, on a good day, the best I've gotten for bales was $312 a bale, which is really good for a bale of straw. Really, really good. I still got a bunch on the ground there, but that's really, really good. But that baling place there, that's 20 grand right there. This wash bay here, I think that was 40 grand. The fertilizer tank that I have sitting on my property that I still haven't been able to utilize, because I think it's liquid fertilizer, but I don't have a liquid fertilizer machine, which I'm assuming is slurry, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So I don't want to buy a machine that I'm not going to have any use for, which is probably going to be a slurry trailer, which is going to be liquid fertilizer or liquid manure, but I don't know what that silo does. So that's an extra 10 grand. I think even 20 grand that's just sitting on my property doing nothing. plus then all the seeds and all the fertilizer. And every time I went to fertilize a property, so field 4, 5, I did those like 4 times each fertilizing. Well, that's $2,000 for a bag of fertilizer every time. Let's just say it adds up. It adds up real nice and quick. So it is hard to make money in game, but with enough grind, you can do it. That's what the game is meant for. Now, I don't want to be too close to this so that I don't start dumping soybeans in my silo with the weeds. My tractor should be empty. Yes, it is. Right? Yeah, I'm going to say that's empty. Yes. Yes. And then let's just jump in there right away. We're going to go sell this right away. We still have our trusty little Fiat tractor from our great granddaddy. I want them John Deere tractors. I really want them John Deere tractors. Those are some nice looking tractors. Got lots of power in them, but can't afford them. So we're stuck with, well, we're not stuck. Those case tractors are actually really good tractors. But they're slow. They're slow. They're not strong. I don't even know the new cultivating machine, if my tractor is going to be strong enough to actually use it, question mark. Which I'm sure it is. We'll try it. This is a classic tractor, you know? Nothing digital. No fancy screens, no fancy buttons. Just a few levers here and there. And this is life. This is what life used to be like. Back in the days of my great granddaddy, when he was, ironically, he kept this thing mint. Like extremely mint. Like there's not even a scratch on it. My great granddaddy's taking care of it, and I'll be taking care of it now. Until I'm actually never going to sell this one. The case ones, I probably eventually will end up selling and trading them in for bigger, better tractors. Like I said, so field number 18, I'll be buying that one. I'll be plopping down a storage shed for my equipment on here with a silo and everything, and I will grow something specifically here. Well, I will want a John Deere tractor on this field as well. So the case tractors will be sold and traded in. Although this is a classic mint vintage tractor that I will keep. Same with the mod that I put with a 1995 GMC Sierra. That's a farmer's truck. You know, even though those brand new trucks are super nice, them old trucks, those are farmers' trucks. That's what you see on farms. Alright, what do we got here? What do we got here? Boom. 46% soybeans in my trailer gives us a total of 5,000. So yeah, it's about $10,000 for a load of soybeans. Can't see where I'm going. So that's good. That's good. I can't do much with this tractor, so we're gonna have to drive back to the farm real nice and quick. Then we're gonna go to the store and we're gonna look at a new cultivating machine and see if we can afford it. If we can afford it, odds are we're gonna be purchasing that. That will be our next upgrade for the farm. We do still have that baby little cultivator, which we will sell. We just need something wider. I want something for like the fertilizing machine I used to have, and it's not much. I used to have to do 3 passes on my little field because it wouldn't spray wide enough to to do only 2 passes. But now with the new one, I only have to do 2 passes because it sprays wide enough. Same with the cultivator. The cultivator, I may have to do, you know, 12 passes because it only does 1 row at a time. So I may 12 passes per field when I can buy a new one, spend another $100,000 on a new cultivator, and I'll have to do it twice instead of 12 times. That's where we're looking at saving time. That's where we're looking at saving a lot of effort for X amount of fields. When I take a contract, for example, field 8 took me so goddamn long to cultivate those potatoes, even with an AI, because it only did 1 row at a time. It's not like a huge 20-meter wide combine that's collecting 20 meters wide at a time. It only collected 1 row at a time. And that's where we're at with the cultivating machine that we have now, and the seeding machine that we have now as well. We're only doing 1 row at a time. So we're going to look into changing that right now. This tank here there, I don't know what this tank does. I bought it, I placed it. Liquid fertilizer, that's going to be my guess. I need a specific trailer for it, so I'm just going to park this one here. I want to jump back in the combine. Okay, let's close the pipe. Let's go park the combine where I always park it for now, because I don't have the sheds that I want just yet, and the combine just doesn't fit there. That's just for my small trailers, small lightweight equipment. Later on we will have the big sheds for the bigger equipment. I want a specific sheds for the property where I will have forestry, and it's going to be a super big shed, big enough for my transports, semis, and trailers to park indoors. And there you go. This is where I park my combine. Oh, almost dropped my controller. I prefer playing as a person with mouse and keyboard than controller. I'm just not used to it with a controller. I don't mind driving with a controller, but when it comes down to a person, first person, third person, I don't know. It's mouse and keyboard. Now this is still growing. It's got no weeds. It's not fertilized. Maybe I just need to fertilize it. Let's fertilize this before we go any further with the other fields. This should be my fertilizer. There's no lime in here. No, fertilizer. Alright, let's unfold you. So I'm hoping that that's all it wants, is a little bit of fertilizer. I don't mind spending the fertilizer. It actually does not go down that fast. The lime was something that went down extremely fast. Yes, yes. See, all I gotta do is 2 rows now. I love it. Saves so much time. 1 row like that. I'll turn around at the other end. We'll do another pass, and then we'll be good. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. I'll be happy with this. Might just be a little bit tricky here. Actually, let's leave that on. Not a lot of room at the end there. Yeah, that'll still do. Yes. Now let's hope that that's all this field needed. We're going to go to the store. We're going to look at the new cultivator. And I'm going to keep an eye on this because I do have the potato seeding machine there that I'm just itching to start utilizing. It is full of potatoes. It is ready to rock and or roll. Even though I do need a lot more than just the potatoes. I now need the... Well, I knew I needed the machine to cultivate, to harvest the potatoes, but now I need a truck and trailer as well. Yeah, we're good there. Okay. I'm actually not going to drive the tractor to the store right away because I don't know if we're going to actually buy one. I don't know if we can afford. Obviously, I'm sure we can afford a new one, but I don't want to buy the medium one just to wind up having to buy the bigger one after. Cultivator. So it's 75,000. But this one here is on 186. So I got 20 meters on that one. We got 24 meters on that one. 18. See, this one goes faster. I can go 18 with that one, but I can 15 with this one. I need 368, 500 horses for that one, and 400 horses for that one. Now, if I check my garage, these are 170 horses. No, that doesn't make sense whatsoever. Is it just me, or does that just not make sense? Is it just me, or does that just not make sense? Hold on. Fertilizer technology. I got that one. That's the biggest one there was. See, that one doesn't require any specific power. What else do I have? The baling. I only have the little boy that only requires a 70 horse engine. What else do I have? The seeder. But I have a small seeder. La 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 la. Potato. See, the potato technology, I bought this, which requires a 170 horse engine, which is what I have now. Seeder. I only have this one. No. Yes. That was my old fertilizer style. I only have that little guy as a seeder. That requires an 85 horse. Are you telling? So I have this little guy. Or that one. I'm pretty sure it's this one that I have. I have that one. Which requires a 100 horsepower engine. Right? Yeah, I have one. Okay, I see what that means. I have zero of that. Okay, now I get what that means. See, I have one of those. I don't have any keys for it because it doesn't take keys. But I have one of those. I want this one. It requires a 400 horsepower tractor to pull it. That's only 142 horses. That's only 280 horses for 228,000. Can I not? Engine. 300 horsepower. There's no way. There's just no way. There's no way. Listen, there's no way. There's no way that this machine here requires a 400 horsepower engine to pull when that medium tractor, all beefed up, will give me a maximum of 300 horsepower for 238,000. So what you're telling me right now, if we're on the same page here, the 7R still not good enough. The 8R, 450 horses. So this is the cheapest one that I can go with without even changing the wheel setup or the wheel brand, which I would like to have wide tires. We're looking at $381,000 that I have to pay for a new tractor. And then, and only then, can we buy the cultivator for $75,000. And at this point, I'd say why not this one? But it's only an extra 4 meters and it goes slower. So yeah, so I need fucking $450,000 before I can just upgrade my cultivator. And if I'm gonna go down that road and have to buy an 8R series here tractor, why not fucking go all the way and buy the 9R? It starts with 420 horses. It goes up to 620. A $500,000 tractor. Just a tractor alone. Shit, man. Well, I guess cultivators. This is 3 meters. That is 3 meters. So I'm in the same boat on that one. This is 3.7 meters, 4.9 meters, and requires, so I can't even utilize this one because my tractors are not strong enough for that. So this is the biggest one that I can get, which is 24,000. I already got this one that I paid 7,000 for. That does 3 meters. So now I'd be paying $24,000 for a cultivator that does an extra 0.7 meters. That's not worth it. I ain't doing that. No, sorry, Bobby. I am not doing that. Well then. Okay, well, I'm going to figure some stuff out on my own because I will need to continue grinding with the machines that I have. Because I just can't afford $500,000 right now. That's my cultivator. That's my little baby. All nice and clean. That one I didn't have the chance to wash, but that's my seeding machine. God damn it, man! I just wanted a new cultivator. That sucks. I could afford it too, but I just can't pull it. Oh, no balls. I got no balls. Alright, that is going to be it for this video. Everybody, I am going to research the oilseed radish right away and figure out why this is taking ages and ages and ages to grow. And I'm just going to grind. I'm going to grind as much as I can to collect the amount of money that we need for the new tractor. I might as well go buy the big tractor right away, which is going to be the 9R. I don't want to... Might as well go big for everything. Might as well buy a 9R for every property that I want to buy. Because then later on, if I want a bigger machine or a bigger trailer on that property, I will have the tractor required to pull it. So that's a lot of goddamn 9Rs that I need everywhere. Like for these 1, 2, and 3 fields, hold on, lands. So yeah, so 1, 2, and 3 fields, I would probably buy this as well. Well, I want to buy absolutely everything in the map. So I will probably buy 1, 2, and 3. And then I'll buy this. And then in this general area here, I will keep all my machinery. So I will have one 9R tractor with all the trailers that I need for this. But then these would have to be the same seed, the same grain. And then keep the silos here. I don't know. But then this one would have to be a different one. That would be something different. That's the big sucker I just finished the potatoes on. I don't know. Like, I don't know what's the point of buying this one. I know you can, I guess you can do fields. I think you can do fields. Anyway, I'm going to do some stuff off recording, and I will see you boys and girls in the next recording.